Okay, before we get started on standard form today, I want to take a quick look back and think about slope and intercept. So you know that y equals mx plus b is slope-intercept form, right? In our first video this week, we talked about examples that had all of that information already in them. So hopefully you remember a recording studio charges musicians an initial fee, that's B, right? That's our beginning. To record an album, the studio time cost an additional $75 per hour. Well, that's a rate, so there's M. And then next we're like, well, what if they give us points and we need to figure that out? So in 2003, a gallon of gas cost $1.75. Remember we talked about how these numbers go together. They're linked together. In 2003, this is how much gas cost. In 2013, this is how much gas cost. And the key here is the fact that it's gas and it's time and time. All we're doing is looking at something over time or how something extends further. So slope is about rate. It's about things that are in common. But then we have standard form, and standard form looks very different. So if I look here, think about standard form. We got to go back. Remember? AX plus BY equals C. Well, now that's not the same. What we actually have is two different rates. Let's say that again. We have different rates. They're not both gas anymore. One could have been gas, one could have been oil. But they're not the same. And here's an example of what I mean. You're ordering shirts for your math club at your school. Short sleeve shirts cost $10 each. Long sleeve shirts cost $12 each. You have a budget of $300 for the shirts. Write a linear equation in standard form. Short sleeve shirts are not the same as long sleeve shirts. We can't compare the two. They're not the same. But we can say, well, short sleeve shirts, that could be X. And long sleeve shirts, that could be Y. And when I put my short sleeve and my long sleeve together, well, I have a total. So I could rewrite this. If short sleeve is X, what's my rate for X? Well, it's $10 each. So there's 10X. What about my long sleeve? 12. But long sleeves are not X, they're Y, 12Y. And when I put all this together, I have a total of a budget for $300. And from here, you can do many things. Let's say you know you are going to buy 5 short sleeve shirts. Well, you can input that 5 and figure out how many long sleeve shirts you can buy. Or you can work the other way and say, well, I know I want to order 10, but I want to stay in budget for long sleeve shirts. How many more short sleeve shirts? The key is to get it set up. And to remember, in standard form, these are different items. They're different rates. They belong to different types of inputs. One more, just to help you think. You lose track of how many 2-point baskets and 3-point baskets a team makes in a basketball game. The team misses all the 1-point baskets. Well, that's important information. There's no 1 point, so there's no free throws, right? And still scores 54 points. Well, a 2-point basket is not the same as a 3-point basket. So I'm going to call my 2-point X, I'm going to call my 3-point Y, and I know that when I get it all added up, it's going to equal to 54. So what's my rate for a 2-point? Well, you get 2 points for every one of these baskets you make, so that'd be 2X. My 3-point, well, I get 3 points for every one of these baskets, so that'd be 3Y equals total points 54. So again, standard form, you have 2 different rates and you need to put them into a formula. So you're going to divide those up. One rate's going to go with the X, one rate's going to go with the Y, and you're going to have an equals, a total of some sort. So that will wrap up our week on just our slope, our applications, how to use all those formulas that we've been working with. And remember that word slope is really just fancy for rate. We talked about that in our Google Meet this week. Rate, unit rate, slope, the constant of proportionality, all the same words, meaning find the slope eventually. And we could turn this into slope. We're just not going to do that today. Today, I want you to stay in standard form because standard form is going to be much easier and something that we are going to be learning in about a week and a half.